G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Equal Review. Rochi, welcome back. Carlton Mid Derby number 35, it's down in the books. A 48-point victory to our boys. They held top spot, but a real arm wrestle of a game.
Yeah, first half was an arm wrestle. Broke down after that and we were able to hit our targets, so great win by the boys.
There's a couple of comments from the boys just after coming out into the second half and the resurgence they had. This is what they had to say about it.
Kept bringing our pressure in our game that the game we'd crack them at some stage, and whether that happened with 1 minute to go or halfway through the third quarter, we were never to know when that was going to happen. But we just knew if we bring our pressure in our game style that we would crack them in the end.
Thought that the midfield were fantastic yesterday. They really put pressure on Fremantle's midfield, and when we got our opportunity, we just kicked the ball in nice and deep and got our setups going well.
The two stars from the weekend's game, Matty Rosa and skipper Darren Glass, both signing contract extensions. Oh, it's great news. The longevity of Glass playing more footy, and the fact we've kept Rosa in the state. He's not going back to Victoria. It's brilliant to see more of Matty Rosa in Eagles colours, Rochi.
Yeah, it's great. The Victorian clubs kept their hands off. And a little bit of inexperience from the boys, though, because they played blinders on the weekend. Let's hear what Woosh had to say about that.
They signed too early, didn't they? They should have signed after the weekend. And they got best on ground and runner-up in the medal. Should have waited. But that's great signing for us. Both very key players for us going forward. And, we're in a good position in terms of our signing so far this year and more to come.
We'll continue on these boys. He was runner-up best on ground on the day. Darren Glass, what an amazing first half he had. Just gave Zach Clark an absolute bath on the field. The bloke just reads the footy so well out on the park. It's amazing. His leadership and his strength in the contest is most remarkable, Rochi.
No doubt about that, Thumper. I'd say he's the most influential skipper since the great man John Worsfold. I would say if he played for a Victorian footy club, he would be held in the same regard as a Silvani or a Scarlett. Obviously doesn't get quite the exposure over here, but he's a sensational player.
No doubt about that. Fellow backman Adam Selwood had these kind words to say at the press conference.
Yeah, he's outstanding, and that's the type of game he plays. He loves those high balls and using his body, and I guess he was just on yesterday. He was reading the ball off the foot very well, and just timing his marks extremely well. So it was a bit of a masterclass out there.
But Matty Rosa taking the cake, 43 touches on the weekend. I'll continue these stats. He's had 5 clearances, 9 inside 50s, 4 hardball gets, 3 scoring assists, and a goal, Rochi. I'm out of breath.
Wasn't a bad game. He's actually averaging 25 touches per game, so he's going very well this season.
43 touches. Quinton Lynch was just in awe of it.
Massive effort. It's more kicks than I get in a month.
Rochi, a remarkable game on the weekend. 5 goals scored between the two teams in the first half. Not a heck of a lot of highlights. And in the second half, Mark of the Year and Goal of the Year nomination from an Eagle. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was good to see. Obviously, Big Nick jumping over 3 blokes, seems to do that every week. And Scully's goal coming out of the back line, probably a nomination for Goal of the Year.
Yeah, it's right up there. Long run, sold a hell of a lot of candy to get there. And apparently the celebration was well taken by the playing group.
We just showed the Scully celebration downstairs, and it was a little bit over the top maybe, but he enjoyed it. It was a good goal, and it's probably worthwhile that he gave it a bit too much.
Look at Seam Kerr's comments during the week. Yeah, not to much avail. Still copped the Crowley tag. It was a real feisty battle out on the weekend. Kerr was bleeding from the head, bandaged up, and he kept him to 12 touches, Crowley, so he did a good job. But, it's very scrappy.
Yeah, he did a good job, Crowley, but it was a real ballsy effort, I thought, from Kerry.
Terrible. All right, we're going to talk about Mark of the Year almost happening. Credit where credit's due. If De Boer would have hung on to this, it would have gone down as one of the best marks I've ever seen.
Yeah, credit where credit's due, Thumper.
You agree with that?
I think so, mate. That actually probably would have been Mark of the Year without a doubt. But he never brought it down, mate. So
magic moment time. I'm going to give it to Josh Hill. His goal in the pocket. They practice it as they're walking off for training every night. What a snap on the boundary line. I reckon he was fired up. The crowd were really backing Hilly in, as you can see on the weekend there. Yes, giving it to that Docker. What have you got for me?
Yes, I've got a real magic moment from the weekend. Masto, he's taken a mark inside 50. He's gone back to take his kick. He's had a bounce. Is that play on?
Oh, Rochi, honestly, give me a good moment. You're due. You're so due.
Okay.
It's time for the teams. We've got heaps of ins. It's obviously a Sunday game. Kobe Stevens been brought back into the side after a week's hiatus. Tom Swift, good form in the waffle. Scotty Lyson and Ashton Hams returning from suspension. He's going to have another crack in selection. Out, of course, is Luke Shuey after his suspension. Sam Butler is also out. He's got a bit of hamstring tightness. The club just want to give him a week, make sure with him. But Shuey's suspension hitting Paul Duffman Duffield. Here's Woosh's comments during the press conference.
You pay the price of missing a game, but you also pay the price of losing a potential good behaviour discount and carrying a loading for 12 months. So, you do pay a price, and there was no need for the action.
It's match winner time. We like to put our heads together, figure out who the difference maker is going to be on the day. And we've both put our heads together and come up. This rarely happens. We've agreed Scott Selwood is our man. Luke Shuey stepping out, a bigger role to fill for Scooter, probably more time on ground. He's electrifying start to the year. He's been a little bit quiet 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Hasn't kicked any goals in the last 3, so he's going to look to put a bit of scoreboard pressure on going forward. No Simon Black for this game, so we're going to look to get on top of him in the midfield. Got a good record at the Gabba, so let's hope we keep our top spot on the ladder, Ochi.
To be honest, mate, I don't think he's going to win it for us. You told me to say that. Anyway, boys, hooroo till next review.